Greetings, Stone. You did well in retrieving those data crystals, but another crisis requires our attention. I need you to prevent more crucial captured equipment from being used by the enemy. There is a Craven research station somewhere in Sector Delphi.
Do you have any kind of coordinates for this base, Magnus? If I remember correctly, Delphi is not exactly an easy sector to search on foot.
You remember right. To help, I have sent you 2 squads of Apis scout bikes. They should allow you to cover the terrain quickly and evade Craven patrols. I want you to set your dropship down here and link up with 2 trucks of engineers that I am slipping into the sector. Protect them and take them into the Craven base when you find it. They will identify the equipment and load it aboard the trucks for retrieval.
I understand. I will not let these corporate dogs use our own equipment to defile the relics. Stone out.
Welcome back to Ground Control. Notice that Paladin Magnus never answered the question whether he has coordinates on the base. He just sort of moved on and skirted that question. And then we have the way that the Order names things. Locations as Sector Delphi, and earlier we had the Auric Mountains. Now compare that to Craven and the Foucault Rift, or the Oracle Dunes. They were looking at whole continents, or large sections of the planet. The Order of the New Dawn doesn't care about, gathering and defending huge amounts of territory as much as they do about specific locations. And because of that, it's more nebulous exactly where on the planet we are. That doesn't matter nearly as much to them. It's not the methodical method, it's the sort of hit and run method. So I thought that was a really smart way of just sort of highlighting that distinction, even in what they call the different places on Krig. And so we have our new units. As we were told, the Apis scout bikes, although we're only going to take 1 of them. We're going to go with a more balanced approach. And let's see, we'll stick with that electro field. But there's our scout hover bikes, the new Grim Wolves. We might as well give them speed. And then we're going to go balanced as well on our infantry.
New drop zone. Landing vehicle entering atmosphere.
Speed is very important once again in this mission, although they didn't emphasize it as much.
May the sun praise you, Deacon Stone. We are yours to command.
Moving out, Deacon.
As you command, boarding APC. As you command, boarding APC.
I am using a bit of foreknowledge here. I'll explain why in a bit.
Jared, the engineers will follow you like sacred sheep, and you must treat them as such. I have designated the probable base location as Objective Zulu on your map.
Note the scout aerodynes there. That's one of the reasons why you benefit from a balanced unit composition in this mission. Whoop, come back up here. Because the scout hover bikes really suck at taking those
Squad 2
on.
taking hostile fire.
Light hoverdynes can do a lot more damage to them.
Yes, Deacon.
They're still not great against them, but given the comparison, it's no comparison. And then, in terms of the
We are moving.
situation with using some foreknowledge, Magnus did say move quickly and evade Craven patrols. That's even more important than you might imagine on this. We have to keep moving as quickly as possible, or we're going to get caught by some nasty things coming from behind us. Among them
As you command, Deacon.
are artillery,
Command understood.
howitzers coming up from this direction. And so if you might be tempted to just hang out and wait a bit, don't. Move.
Yes, Deacon. We will move. We shall move at once, Deacon.
Yes, Deacon.
Squad
Moving at
13
once.
taking hostile
And here we go. We're getting hit
Move
by
orders
something
received.
coming from
fire. Squad 4 regenerating.
that way. Now, we can repair those, but we need to get over here, and they're just going to chase us.
Are moving.
Move command understood.
So let's set up. Okay, hold on, they're going around that way.
Yes, Deacon.
Squad 13 regenerating.
Move order
received.
Looks like they're moving this direction, so we probably want... And so this is a case where we have the
We are moving,
scout bikes in front,
Yes, Deacon.
because they're scouts.
Sorry, it is not
Squad
possible,
13,
Deacon.
Oh,
Forgive me.
just move.
Orders received.
We shall move at once.
And then everything else behind them. And these transports are slow.
Moving out, Deacon.
So the way that we need to deal with them
Yes, Deacon, we are moving.
is by keeping them moving as much as possible.
Understood.
As you command, Deacon.
Moving to location, Deacon.
So then the scout bikes in front, they have the speed and they have the agility and they can get out of trouble quickly.
Yes, Deacon. Moving at
Make
once.
sure everything else sort of falls in behind.
We will move.
And yeah, we saw them moving over this way. We don't know what happened after that. We're just going to have to watch and be
We are
careful.
moving, Deacon. Yes, Deacon.
So we're moving in small steps
Move orders received.
and trying to keep those
We shall move
transports
at
in
once.
motion.
Move command understood.
And look at this, a heavy terradyne.
Yes, Deacon.
Well, that doesn't look fun. Oh boy. You're coming our way.
Deacon.
I think that's probably the same thing that was hitting us earlier. Okay,
Yes, Deacon. We
get out here. You get out here.
On our way.
You get out here.
Destination out of
Wait, do they not see us? I don't think they saw us. Okay,
As you command.
get back in.
Boarding APC. As you command. Boarding APC.
Let's move the scout bikes back out. Try to be in the dark. Although you can see it's shifting clouds. There we go. And they're headed off this way. But we need to get past them. And so we're going to try to go around. Now, it might not be immediately obvious that that's going to work, and this is a very weird heavy terradyne. We will explain why later. Nonetheless, we're supposed to evade them, and, you know, we're going to do that. Heavy terradynes are quite an issue for a limited force such as
Yes,
ours.
Deacon. Moving at once.
So we're sliding over here, evading them, and we don't see anything coming back this way. Our radar looks clear. So let's continue moving out.
Deacon.
And come on, get over here, you slow as dirt transports.
Yes, Deacon.
And this is exactly the same way that those
Move command understood.
terradynes were traveling. So
Move orders received.
they were on whatever happy patrol route they were on, and I don't expect that we've seen the last of them.
We are moving, Deacon. Yes, Deacon, we are moving. Yes, Deacon. We will move.
Yes, Deacon.
I have tried using the guard command on the command APC to guard these transporters, stay with them, and repair them, but that doesn't work very well on this
Move order received.
because it'll just tend to get in their way and mess up their pathfinding. They move slow enough as it is.
We shall move at once, Deacon. Moving out, Deacon.
So it looks like we're moving past the base here. We're going to try to circle around behind that.
Yes, Deacon. Moving to
Heavy
location,
terradyne.
Deacon. Move command understood.
Move orders received.
The base is up ahead, Stone. Send in the engineer team to capture the equipment. Be advised that the loading procedure may take a few moments, and keep them safe meanwhile.
Now notice that location has shifted. It says up here, and before it was more back this way. So it can be very easy to be fooled into the idea. Yeah, move the engineers there. Fooled into the idea of needing to attack
Command
the
APC
terradyne. And here we
taking
go.
hostile fire.
We want our
Yes, Deacon. We will.
light hoverdynes to fire at these.
Hostile aerodyne eliminated.
Boom, there's one down. Looks like these are gonna
APC
hang around
taking
now.
hostile fire.
So we might as well not be in a big hurry. I mean, they're probably giving away our location, but being able to fire consistently at them and eventually knock this one out would be to our benefit.
Squad
Just keep an
13
eye
taking
out.
hostile fire. Squad 2 regenerating.
Well, we're going to have to do more and keep an eye out,
Yes, Deacon.
because
we
they're
are
here.
moving.
Squad 2 taking friendly fire.
So we need to set up another flanking situation. Come on, get in there.
Friendly fire.
Doggone it.
Squad 2 taking hostile fire. Squad 2 regenerating.
Barely got that repair done in time.
Squad 2 taking friendly fire.
No, no, don't be right in front of them.
Command understood.
You go to line.
Line formation.
Squad 2 taking hostile fire. Command vehicle is in our line of fire. Squad 2 regenerating.
We're moving, Deacon.
Squad 2 taking friendly fire. Hostile terradyne eliminated.
Returning enemy fire.
Okay, now that we're in a flanking position, I don't like having to use up all of our...
Hostile terradyne eliminated.
I don't like the fact that we had to use up all of our repair
Yes, Deacon.
Squad 2 regenerating.
abilities, but we did survive that
We're moving, Deacon.
without any casualties.
Order received.
We did knock out the wonderful scout aerodynes, and so now we just need to get set to go back
Order received.
towards the base.
We are moving, Deacon.
As you command. Boarding APC. As you command. Boarding APC.
These are, yeah, those are looking fine. Okay,
Assuming
box formation. Head back,
As
head
you
back.
command, Deacon.
Took some hits to our command APC, but it's doing all right.
We shall move at once, Deacon.
Let's get the scouts out here and see what they know.
Yes, Deacon, we are moving.
Yes, Deacon. Moving at once.
There we go. We can see the location
Understood.
right over here.
Moving to location, Deacon.
Move order received.
Yes, Deacon. We will move.
Move orders received.
Squad 2 taking hostile fire.
Got some Marines.
We are on our way.
Returning enemy. Moving to location,
Squad
Deacon.
2 taking friendly fire.
We are on our way.
And look at our heavy terradyne over there.
Squad 2 taking hostile fire.
This is the part of this mission that I think is really dumb. Because
We shall move at once, Deacon.
it does a great imitation of a
Squad 2
freaking
taking
statue.
friendly fire. Squad 2 regenerating.
We're not that far away from it.
Squad 3 taking friendly fire. Squad 2 taking hostile
It can
fire.
see what's going on here. It has to, like, it's not getting any radio reports from the units, you know, just
Hostile infantry
a couple hundred yards away or whatever. Because it just stays there. Unless you actually go to engage it, it doesn't do anything. It's absolutely ludicrous. Now we have to move over here by the research facility. And we've blown up this thing trying to get to the
Hostile
Marines.
infantry eliminated.
Of course, continuing the flanking maneuvers.
Move command.
Hostile infantry eliminated. Squad 2 regenerating. Squad 13 taking friendly fire. Squad 13 taking hostile fire.
And the trucks do not concern us.
Deacon, we're at the correct location and will search for the machinery. It will take us a while to get it underway.
Okay. So we are just going to sit here
We'll move.
and do our thing.
Move order received.
We're waiting, seeing what's happened.
We have found what we are looking for. We are loading the machinery right away. Just a few more moments.
Still nobody hits the alarm and alerts the heavy terradyne that could easily ruin our day. I mean, you'd think the thing was a gun turret. At most, for all the role it plays in the mission.
We are ready, Deacon. We have the machinery safely secured aboard our transports and are ready to leave this place. Move orders received.
That's a very thorough status report.
Moving out, Deacon.
Well done, Stone. The engineers have identified the equipment and have loaded it onto the truck. Now get them and yourself back to the marked pickup zone in one piece.
As you command. Boarding APC.
As you command, Deacon.
So, we're going to try to get out of here, and this is where things are going to look quite a bit different than if I was doing this with Craven, because we have to try to escape, and, you know, I would have, in this type of scenario, put Marines up on the sides of some of these to scout, to see what was going on.
We shall move at
But
once, Deacon.
that doesn't make as much sense with the order,
Moving to
because we're
location,
not
Deacon.
methodical attackers.
We are moving.
we're all about speed.
Yes, Deacon. Moving at once.
Move command.
So let's take a look at our map and our pickup zone. We need to get to here. And unless we're going to want to go way out of our way, we're going to have to go through this area. So we can choose which side of this we want to go on. Right there. Which is this here. And this is a lot steeper. This is a little narrower, perhaps. But it's going to be very difficult to deal with this, I would think, if anything's up there. So this is a more direct path. You could go either way, but I think those two are the most natural, viable directions.
Yes, Deacon. We will move.
And we're just going to sort of go into single file here now.
We shall move it. Move command. Understood.
As you command.
And every inch forward brings us closer
Moving out, Deacon.
to escape.
Yes, Deacon. We are moving. Yes, Deacon. We will move.
Just want to get out of Dodge in
Yes,
this
Deacon.
mission.
Moving at once.
Having accomplished the objective.
Moving
Let's use
to
that
location,
darkness
Deacon.
there a bit.
Move order received. Yes, Deacon. We shall move at once, Deacon.
Move orders received.
We are moving, Deacon. Yes, Deacon. We are moving.
Oh, hello.
Move command. Understood.
Move.
Moving out, Deacon.
Get back. So we have artillery here. I'm gonna wait for it to stop firing, because I'm not suicidal. So the light hoverdyne's having our best balance of speed and firepower. We'll go investigate. While everything else stays the heck out of the range.
Yes, Deacon.
They're firing again, but we're not going to be there when they
Yes,
shoot
Deacon,
at us,
we are moving.
when their
Move
shells
order
arrive.
received.
Just a single squad of
Squad 2
Marine
taking
infantry.
hostile fire.
Yes, Deacon.
We can survive that for a bit.
Yes, Deacon. We are moving.
So I want to get
Order
up here
received.
on this plateau
Yes, Deacon.
and utilize our special weapon, which this is a lot harder. Bingo.
Yes, Deacon.
If you've already used it. Sometimes it takes 2 shots.
Negative. No way there.
But if you've already used that special weapon, this is much more difficult. Of course, I could have done this same thing with the scout bikes, but they're more fragile.
Move order received.
So now we're going to retreat
Yes,
before the Marines blow us up. Please, before the Marines blow us up, because that one's taken a lot of hits.
we are moving.
I think it's going to make it, though. I'm just going to make it out. Okay.
Move order received. Yes, Deacon.
So, we're going to repair again.
Squad 2 regenerating.
Moving to location, Deacon.
Scouts back out front. Looks like you need to
Yes, Deacon. We shall
maybe
move
get
at
up on
once,
that
Deacon.
side.
Squad
Be able to
2
reach. There we
regenerating.
go. Because that one is the one that really got hit. Once that comes back to full strength, then we can handle this. And again, it's only a few Marines. We can even spot them from up here. That's very nice.
Moving, Deacon.
But,
Yes, Deacon. We are moving.
as always, especially with a limited force, it pays to be cautious.
Moving out, Deacon.
Let's get out here a little bit more. Now, since we know that they're there,
Move order received.
we can sufficiently approach this with caution.
Yes, Deacon. We will move.
Yes, Deacon. Moving at once.
Hiding back in here is a good place for the transporters.
We are on our way.
Then let's move our infantry
We are on our way.
on the sides.
Yes, Deacon.
Line
Assuming
formation. For our hoverdynes. There we go. And now no matter which way they go, we can operate some kind, let's
Yes,
slide a little bit more this way, some kind of flanking maneuver.
We're moving, Deacon.
Let's get you right up on top here.
We're moving, Deacon. Move
There.
order received.
Squad 2 taking hostile fire.
And then let's also
We shall move at
get
once.
out here to repair, in case that's needed.
Squad 4 regenerating. Squad 2 taking hostile fire.
Command understood.
Slide around this way.
Received.
Hostile infantry eliminated. Squad 2 taking friendly fire. Squad 2 regenerating. Squad 2 taking hostile fire. Squad 2 taking friendly fire.
This time we not only have flanking, but we also outnumber them.
Squad 2 taking friendly fire. Hostile infantry eliminated. Squad 2 regenerating. Hostile infantry eliminated.
Bingo.
Moving to location, Deacon.
As you command. Boarding APC. As you command. Boarding APC.
Move
Get the
orders
transports out here.
Assuming box formation.
Back to box formation. And we're going to keep moving along.
Yes, Deacon.
received. As you command, Deacon.
Just get everybody loaded back up before we get too excited. But we're now about halfway from the base to the extraction point.
We will move.
And at this point, we want to leave sort of this main path and angle up this way. That's your basic, a dropship will come,
Moving out, Deacon.
as the game informs us with
Yes,
the
Deacon,
objective.
we are moving. We shall move at once, Deacon.
Yes, Deacon. Moving at once.
And let's see,
Moving
nothing
to
yet.
Location, Deacon.
Move order received.
We still don't want to
Command understood.
lose our basic sense of safety and
Again, as
caution.
you command, Deacon.
We are moving, Deacon.
But we are not yet
Yes, Deacon.
spotting any more opposition.
Deacon. We will move.
Yes, Deacon. Moving at once.
So let's see, now we're headed basically out this way.
Moving out, Deacon.
I think we're close enough now
Yes, Deacon, we are
that we just go there.
Move orders received.
We shall move at once, Deacon. Moving to location,
Send them
Deacon.
to the other side. And here is our transporters making their way. Ever so slowly, but they're making their way. Following us like sacred sheep, as Magnus told us at the beginning of the mission. But they have almost made it there. We continue to see nothing out of the ordinary. We have no contacts on our radar. It would appear that we are home free. Maybe a little bit more this
As you
direction.
command, Deacon.
Okay, get out of their way.
Move command understood.
Mission accomplished.
And there we are. Very nice.
I am being pulled further into darkness. I have spent the evening studying the equipment we retrieved today. It is all related to this cursed Project GARM, which has lured my closest friends into the darkness, and now draws me there as well. Most of the equipment is designed for signal reception and interpretation, but on a scale and complexity I have not seen before. Project GARM must be an actual attempt to speak to God through his holy relics here on Krig 7B. Amazing. I believe that with this equipment, I could decode the Project GARM data crystals. But should I? Do I dare go farther? I overheard some of the men talking about how glad they are to be fighting without priest officers reviewing their every action. They seem to be relishing this freedom, but I cannot agree. I find myself treading a line between betrayal of my friends and the wrath of the Order. Desperately, I desire guidance.
It's very interesting to me how Deacon Stone is still clinging to his beliefs. You know, the men around him like the freedom, and he's saying these must be used to talk to God directly. I think that's unlikely, based on what we know, based on what he knows so far. But, you know, he's just, no, I am a loyal servant of the Order. I am going to do what is right. I'm not sure what that is, but he's not ready to cast aside his presumption, and he's reaching for any sort of justification he can find, it feels like to me. It's It's a real interesting character as a true zealot in that sense. So if we look at what we did, Deacon Stone unproven. Priestley here, we've got 7 more kills. And our light Terradynes are still at faithful, 7 kills. 2 buildings. Our secondary infantry, also at faithful now. And the Grim Wolves, still unproven. They kind of were there. They served a good purpose in scouting, but we can't really say they did much else. So, what's our next mission with Paladin Magnus? We'll have to wait and see on that, and whether or not all this data we're gathering on Project GARM eventually leads to anything. Till then, thanks for watching. More ground control will continue.